Friends, LP rules नहीं sharing. Yeah. Okay. Friends, we have covered so far genesis of GLP, that is how GLP was evolved and regulated in our first presentation. We have seen the responsibilities of test facility management in second presentation. And in third presentation, we have covered state of art test facility, how test facility should be and how it should be state of art over there facility with structure and environmental conditions, equipments, calibration and maintenance, etc. Today we are going to see GLP rules. There are three rules as I told you earlier, guidelines, protocols, study plan and standard operating procedures. Guideline, as you know that guidelines are from OECD, ICH, FDA, guidelines you can use for your reference. However, for every study you are supposed to prepare a study plan, and that study plan we will discuss today in today's presentation. And the third rule is a standard operating procedure for which we will have a separate presentation on it. The guidelines established by internationally recognized scientific experts. You and me are not involved in preparing the guidelines. Guidelines are, there is apex body and they make a scientific body and they prepare guidelines for studies over there. And what is this guideline? Guideline define what should be included in study plan. That is what is there. What should be included in study plan. They give a rough guideline to prepare your study plan, and based on that guideline, you are supposed to prepare study plan, and based on your study plan, you are supposed to conduct your study. So today we are going to see the study plan. The study plan or protocol, it is also called protocol. It should be approved by a study director. That means the study director should sign and date on the study plan. Then only it will become approved. Possibly you can have test facility management signature on it. You can also have signature of sponsor on your protocol. And in protocol, you must follow guidelines. Whatever guidelines I said, supposing you are doing acute oral toxicity study as per guideline number OECD 420 or 423 or 425. So obviously they have a different types of requirement for all these three guidelines. So you are following only one guideline for one study plan. That is 420 if at all you are using. Based on 420, what 420 is telling to you has to be put into your study plan. And a description of major events in study, whatever major events are there in study, you should have a description of that. And provide overall timelines. Timelines should be there. And once the study is allotted, study director approves that, and you have your study plan ready, it should be included into your master schedule after study plan signature. Study plan is a pivotal document. You know that it is a very, very important document. It is used for communication to study staff, to fix the study objectives, for contractual reasons, or that is the reason I said you can also have your sponsor to sign on your study plan so that he is also aware what is there in your study plan. It is a contract between a lab, test facility, and a sponsor. That is the reason you must have a study plan signed by a sponsor over there. To provide basic dates, you are supposed to provide basic dates, particularly study start date and study finish date. These dates should be there in your study plan so that you plan the activity based on these two dates. What are the functions of study plan? Basically, specifications of study activities, which activities when you are going to conduct. That specification will be there in your study plan. And non-standard practice, supposing there are some thing which is not there in your guideline or in their study plan, whatever you do for your study, that has to be included in the non-standard. This has to be based on your study requirement. It is not based on your guideline or based on your study plan. It is based on your study requirement. Defined responsibilities, defined resource needs, communication and instruction, basis for contracts, and basis for regulatory discussion. This is what study plan functions are there. Study plan GLP requirements. What are the GLP requirements as per as study plan is there? You must have a study identification number. That is a unique number. You must give it to study over there. It must be unique. That should not be repeated in your facility any other time. Used to identify study data. Every study data, every slide, everything should be based on study number over there. And must identify test item. Test item also should be identified in your study over there. And may identify concerned department, for example, tox or genotox or ecotox, whatever department you are conducting the study. Based on this, you can also give that number over there. And can be cross-reference to other studies. Also, you can have a cross-referencing with other studies as well. Study plan GLP requirement. What is GLP require? As far as study plan is there, GLP says you must have a title over there or statement of purpose. What is that statement of purpose? Supposing you are conducting acute oral toxicity of XYZ test substance in rat, you should give that complete statement in your study title. Now, why the study is being performed, regulatory considerations, if any, reference to guidelines, if any. Supposing, as I told you, that if you are using 420 guideline, OECD guideline, so you must give the reference of that guideline over there. Title usually contains information on at least species, duration, test article, and route of administration. This is what is there. That's what I said, acute. This is acute study. Oral is the dose over there. Oral means oral, this thing, oral, IV, whatever is there, you must see that. Toxicity studies, test substance is there, and species is there. GLP requirement again, the test and control item description should be there. Typically includes the chemical name, batch identification, specification. If at all your certificate of analysis, that should be also included in your study plan. Test study plan GLP requirement, test facility and sponsor information. That means which test facility you are working with, that address and the address of sponsor has to be added in your study plan. Location of study, which room, where you are going to conduct, or you have multi-site toxicity studies over there, then you must give that location also. So use of consultants, if at all you are using any consultant for your study, that also has to be added over there. And use of subcontractors. Supposing you are subcontracting some parts, supposing you don't have histopathology with you, and you are subcontracting to some other laboratory for that matter, that laboratory has also to be included into your study plan. Study plan GLP requirements, again, there are dates, very important aspect of, study plan. Planning has to be there with dates. Propose experimental start date, finish date, I told you earlier also. Date, protocol approved by study director, that is study initiation date. When study director signs the protocol, that is a study initiation date. Date of signed by management, test facility management. Date signed by sponsor, if any, if necessary, that has to be included in your study plan. So most important is test system, wherein I told you in genesis of GLP, there were no description of test system. Test systems were not classified, characterized. That's the reason GLP requires that test system should have complete description like species, strain, health status, age and weight source, age, weight, source, environmental conditions, husbandry, diet, source of diet, and possible contaminants. You have contaminant report, you have to add that into your protocol. Justification of choice over there of the test system, and then guidelines, regulations, and background data, if at all you have, you can mention that in your study plan. Experimental study plan requirement is very, very important. Experimental design, depending on study, you should give what is experimental design, what is acclimatization, randomization of animals, dosing details, dose levels and frequency, dose groups over there. If at all you want to give, you can give that. Vehicle, what vehicle you are using, your formulation preparation, and quality control, if at all you have any quality control in your study over there. Study plan requirement, again GLP requirement, experimental design, I told you, parameters during study, what parameter during study you are going to have observations on the animals, that is body weight, clinical pathology, statistical methods, archiving, post-study, or quality assurance, what quality assurance checks you have, that also has to be mentioned over there. Study plan approval and review. Study plan approval approved and dated by study director. As I told you that once the study director signs on study, it becomes a study initiation date. Before the start of study, it should be always, you have to keep it in mind that study plan has to be signed before the study start. Allow time for protocol review by quality assurance. Allow time for corrections. If it also quality assurance has some issues with your requirement, GLP compliance, then you need to have some time for correction as well. Allow time for distribution to study staff. It has to be distributed as per the distribution list you have, and those who are stakeholders, you are supposed to provide a copy of your study plan. Allow time for pre-study meeting. So every study has to have pre-study. Basically for short-term studies, normally we don't advise for pre-study meeting. However, if at all you are having that, that is always good for the study. So for long-term studies like 28-day studies or 90-day studies, you are supposed to have pre-studies, because pre-study meeting, because a lot of people will be involved in conducting the study. So obviously you must have pre-study and define the responsibilities of every individual in that study plan meeting. So we will cover amendments and deviation as well today. Plan study changes amendment. Plan study changes. So if at all you are having dosing on particular day and that is not possible because of some reason, obviously you can amend your study plan and say that the dosing will be on such and such date, next day, Thursday, whatever day you are planning for that matter. Based on this, you are supposed to make an amendment to study plan and conduct the study. Unplanned change is deviation. Supposing you said in your study plan that temperature of room will be 25 degrees plus or minus 2 degrees. So obviously, sometimes it goes up to 26 degrees, sometimes it will be less than 22 degrees centigrade. So obviously, in that reason, you have to have deviation to your study plan and put that into study raw data over there. And your this study deviation and amendments both should be approved by study director. Although it can be recorded by somebody else, deviation can be recorded by study personnel, but study amendment should be approved by study director. Must get to all study staff. Whatever amendment or deviation is there, everybody should be aware of this. Must go through review process because review has to be there with that and must not be used to correct the protocol. This is what very important. Sometimes people, they use deviation and amendment for correcting the protocol. Please see to that it should not be the case. To sum up over here, GLP is governed by rules. As I told you, that guidelines very important because ICS guideline, FDA guideline, OECD guideline, we can use any guideline to conduct the study as per your requirement of the sponsor. You must have every study, say study plan. Study plan has to be prepared, approved by a study director, and whatever activity in your facility you conduct has to be as per your standard operating procedure. These are the rules over there. Standard operating procedure, we are going to have a separate presentation on this. We will see in next presentation probably. Define what should be included in study plan. You are supposed to define what should be included in study plan. Study plan should be signed and dated by study director. That is called study initiation date. Study plan can be used for communicating with test facility management, quality assurance, sponsor, and study staff. This is what is there. It is also a communicating media for sponsor, communicating with test facility manager, quality assurance, and sponsor. Study plans should be used for defining responsibility. This is also there. What responsibilities, who is going to shoulder, that has to be also mentioned in your study plan over there. Who will do test pathology, who will do necropsy, who will collect blood, who will do data analysis. All this has to be included in your study plan. Please give the names of people over there so that it becomes very easy for that matter. Further to this, study plan shall carry unique study number. As I told you, that should not be repeated anymore in your facility. That is a unique study plan. Study plan number has to be given. Study number, we call it. Study number has to be there. Study plan shall have a title, that is acute oral toxicity. I told you XYZ test atom in rats, and test substance also you can give it to test atom number. The study plan shall have a test atom description and certificate of analysis. Unless and until you have certificate of analysis, please do not proceed for study conduct. That is what is there. And sometimes it becomes very difficult. Some sponsors have problems in providing certificate of analysis. If not, then you are supposed to get certificate of analysis in your facility. You need to provide address of test facility and the sponsor. That is also there, where the study is being conducted. That test facility address, who is the study director, has to be added over there. And sponsor, who is the sponsor for whom you are working for the study plan. Study plan shall have dates and proposed experimental start date and finish date has to be there over there. Study plan shall cover the description of test system, that is species, age, sex has to be given over there. Whatever information you have and test system, you are supposed to put it into your study plan. Study plan shall have experimental design, that is number of groups, dose levels, body weight, sex, and age of test system should be given over there. Study plan shall have observations to be recorded during the study, because it has to be mentioned in your study plan what observation you are going to have say, observations in acute studies, body weight, maybe after dosing. For 4 hours, you are supposed to observe the animals of their toxic symptoms. That has to be there over there. Study plan should be reviewed by the quality assurance and approved by test facility management and the sponsor. Thank you all. Any questions, please ask on my email ID, Pradeep Deshmukh 1949@gmail.com. We will discuss the third rule in my next presentation on standard operating procedure. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.